The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future, and presented by Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook, the best place on the web to post your projects, whether it is on the PC, on the tabletop, or on the console. Hey, we're at 996 members. I'm going to take a pill here real quick. Yeah, Bill, you go take the cap.
Thank you for playing.
All right, now I need my night pill too. 996 members strong. Won't you become our 1,000th at Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook? Make sure I hit the right button. Why, hi there, my name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the show. Today, we have kind of an Irish wake for you. The Los Angeles Dodgers and Atlanta Braves from Fulton County Stadium. First of a two-game set between these two, and the last best chance for the Atlanta Braves to catch the Los Angeles Dodgers, which would be kind of pretty futile, because that would be like your dog trying to catch a parked car at Walmart, and you're sitting 2 miles away at the bank drive-thru. It's just not going to happen. But for the Braves, if they didn't know what happened in real life, would be delighted at being 74-64. The Dodgers, on the other hand, are 93-46. The margin's 18.5. The Dodgers' magic number is 6. And look, I mean, anything I suppose could happen, but not even in fairy tale PC land does Atlanta hold a real shot. But it is Bob Welch and Phil Niekro against each other on a hot, sticky, steamy night in hot Atlanta. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1982 tonight from Fulton County Stadium. It's Wednesday, September 8th, and the Atlanta Braves are hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's not going to take Phil Niekro all that long to get warmed up. And as we go to the standings, you can see why things are the way they are. The Dodgers' lead over the Braves is 18.5 games. The Dodgers are 93-46. Their pitching has just been phenomenal. 47-21 at home, 46-25 on the road, and an astounding 44-23 against the rest of the division. Atlanta, as I said, the magic number is 6 for the Dodgers. They've won 2 straight, but are 4-6 in their last 10. They've done well, but they haven't done well on the road. Everyone else in the National League West has been eliminated. You see that the Phillies have made a race out of it in the National League East. They are 83-55. Montreal, rather. I got Miami in the brain. 88-50. They've won 7 of 10. The Expos have, but lost 2 straight. So we'll keep an eye on that as we come down the stretch. In the American League, Milwaukee and Detroit have flip-flop positions. Milwaukee 1 game behind Baltimore, still 2 back in the loss column, and the Tigers, thanks to a loss last night, are now 2.5 behind the Brewers. And in the West, Kansas City and Chicago would cut the gap within 5, but 2 straight wins for the Angels, who've now clinched a winning record, give the California a 6-game bulge in the American League West. All right, so Phil Niekro, 10-11 on the year with a 3.82 ERA. Making his 30th start of the year. He never won a Cy Young. He's a knuckleballer. He went 6 innings of shutout ball against Montreal on the 3rd, where he walked 1 and struck out 6 to get a no decision. So on the year, 197 2/3 innings, 190 hits, 24 home runs, 89 runs in total, 84 earned. He walked 71 and struck out 111. And the Braves' margin of error is so thin that even Twiggy would have a hard time passing through that gap. RF, how you doing? He's going to read a chapter from Spaceman Bill Lee's Baseball Eccentrics and listen to the game. Well, thanks for doing it. Bill Lee's a character and a half. I've met him a couple times. Just a delightful guy. Tribe fan, how are you, buddy? And Dale Lonsdale, a good afternoon to you, too. Here's the lineup that the Dodgers will be throwing out there. Steve Sachs will lead off and play second. Kenny Landreau, center fielder, will bat second. Dusty Baker, the left fielder, will bat third. Dusty just had his 70th birthday, by the way. Pedro Guerrero at third will bat fourth. Steve Garvey, the first baseman, bats fifth. Ron Renicki's out there in right. He will go sixth. Mike Scioscia behind the plate will bat seventh. Bill Russell, the shortstop, eighth, and Bob Welch will pitch and bat ninth. Defensively for Atlanta, Jerry Royster, a 3 and a 5 in left. Dale Murphy, a 10 and a 4 in center. Claudell Washington, a 4 and an 8 in right. Around the infield, Bob Horner, a 3 at third. Rafael Ramirez, a 9 at short. Glenn Hubbard, an 8 at second. Chris Chambliss, a 7 at first. Bruce Benedict is catching. He's an 8 and a 4 behind the plate. And if you're wondering, Phil Niekro is a 10 on the mound. So Steve Sachs at 239, 6 homers and 43 RBI. Baseball demos. How are you, my friend? He thinks that Bill Russell's mom was a player in the the Women's League. And it is Ebony Eyes on the mound for the Dodgers when we get there. Chambliss and Horner play the corners for the bunt. Niekro's knuckleball is a ground ball, base hit right side. So Washington will pick it up. Sachs is on first, and he has 46 steals on the season. For Landreau at 256, 6 homers and 43 RBI. Our next game Saturday night, I presume, will be the Dodger clincher. Unless all hell breaks loose here. Throw to first, Sachs is back. Just in time for the sneeze. Landreau at 256. 6 homers and 43 RBI, if I didn't tell you that before. Niekro deals. Landreau, fly ball to center. Murphy moves over. And that will be caught. So 1 out for Dusty Baker at 284. 17 homers and 78 RBI. Oh, Bill Lee's mother. Yeah, I definitely think you're right about that. And Welch can get jelly-legged if he gets in a jam. Pitch to Baker. There goes Sachs. Ground ball to Ramirez. Hit and run was on. Only play is at first, and Baker is retired. So Sachs moves over to second. 2 out for Pedro Guerrero at 311, 33 homers, and 102 RBI. Niekro delivers, and Guerrero sends this one to right. Washington is there to make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Or 1 hit and no errors. The Dodgers nothing. Here come the Braves. And it is hot Atlanta for a reason tonight. 92 degrees this 8th day of September. And the winds are howling out to right field at 16. Bob Welch, a sentimental lady in his own right, is 14-9. A win tonight makes him a 15-game winner. This is start number 31 for him. On the 3rd of September, he went 7 innings against the Pirates, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned in a loss, a rare loss for the Dodgers. He walked 1 and struck out 5. So, in 212 2/3 innings, he's allowed 175 hits, 16 homers, 91 runs, but only 73 earned. He's walked 73 and struck out 158. His last time against the Braves, he threw 7 innings of shutout ball on my wedding anniversary, August 8th. 16 years before I got married, as a matter of fact. So here's a lineup for Atlanta. Claudell Washington in right will lead off. Rafael Ramirez will bat second. Dale Murphy will hit third. And Chris Chambliss sneaks up to clean up and play first. Bob Horner will bat fifth. Glenn Hubbard, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Jerry Royster in left will go seventh. Bruce Benedict behind the plate eighth. And Phil Niekro, who threw 8 pitches in the top of the first, will bat ninth. Defensively for Les Dodgers, it'll be Dusty Baker, a 9 and a 5 in left. Kenny Landreau a 5 and a 3 in center, and Ron Renicky a 2 and a 3 in right. So Baker has the best arm and the best range. Guerrero a 3 at third. No Ron Say, at least to start the ball game. Bill Russell a 7 at short. Steve Sachs is 6 at second. That's a mouthful. Steve Garvey is a 9 at first. And Mike Scioscia a 7 and a 5 behind the plate. Claudel right on the number. 266, 21 homers, and 65 RBI. Ground ball, line drive, foul. Left side, now to play. Someone from Stone Mountain got that. Garvey's an 8, not 9. So the count is 2-2 to Claudel Washington. Welch delivers. Fly ball to right. Renicky moves over by the line and makes the catch for the out. 1 away for Rafael Ramirez. At 251, 11 homers and 48 RBI. What was Guerrero's best position? I think Pedro Guerrero is a DH in waiting. More of a right fielder. I don't think it was third. They're playing in for Ramirez, who's not going to bunt. And he slaps that one to Guerrero, who throws it over to Garvey, who runs back to the bag for the out. 2 away. I want to say right field. Here's Dale Murphy. Probably will not win the MVP. I think that's Mike Schmidt. But Murph at 272, 27 homers, and 94 RBI. Pitch from Welch. Struck him out. And thank Captain Carl for the kind words, which I'll read later. Murphy swung on and missed a curveball. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, it's the Dodgers nothing, the Braves nothing. So this is game 139 for Atlanta and 140 for Los Angeles. And you would think that the Dodgers would start resting their starters. But remember, in real life, the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Giants all fought down to the final weekend. So no one's going to get a break because we do these as played. It'll be Garvey, Renicky, and Scioscia for Los Angeles here in the second. Steve at 273, 17 homers, and 61 RBI. Yeah, I do that sometimes, RF. Listen to the commentary on the radio and shut off the TV sound. I did that when I watched the Nats. Yeah. Fortunately, because I have the MLB package, you can do that. Don't listen to the Red Sox radio. It's terrible. Pitch to Garvey. Fly ball, shallow center. Murphy comes in and makes the catch. 1 out. That brings up Ron Renicky at 307, a homer, and 10 RBI. It used to be the delay wasn't so bad, but because of high-definition television, your streams are about 7-8 seconds behind the radio. So it does make a difference now. Pitch to Renicky. Struck him out. The Negro fluttered in the knuckler on a 2-2 pitch, and it was on the inside corner. First strikeout for Phil, and that brings up Scioscia at 251, 4 homers and 35 RBI. Yeah, I'm with you. FP and Bob are rough listens, Dave. Pitch to Scioscia. Fly ball, right center. Murphy goes over to make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Inning and a half in the books. Los Angeles nothing, Atlanta nothing. When I covered games on Twitter for Fansided, because of the streams, you were a good 2 pitches behind. So I always had a sense of what was coming. But as a fan, that's rough because it gets spoiled for you. Here's Chambliss at 281, 14 homers and 59 RBI. No one's covering these games on Twitter. Pitch from Welch. Struck him out. So Chambliss swings and misses on an 0-2 fastball, and that's the second strikeout for Welch. And I'll bring up Bob Horner at 267, 35 homers and 95 RBI. I'm sure Chelsea Janes, who no longer covers the Washington Nationals, is delighted that I no longer steal from her on a daily basis. The game stuff, not the article stuff. Pitch to Horner. Fly ball, right center field. Landreau moves over. 2 away. Glenn Hubbard. is up and led at 273, 7 homers and 48 RBI. How you doing, ID? Glad to have you along. No score, bottom of the second. Dodgers and Braves here on a Thursday afternoon from hot Atlanta, and it is hot, 91 degrees. Pitch to Hubbard, little nubber down to Garvey. He'll flip it to Welch, and that will retire the side. So the Braves go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, it's Los Angeles nothing, Atlanta nothing. And so Negro comes out for the third to face Russell, Welch, and Sachs. Russell at 267, 2 homers and 44 RBI. A Negro with a win would go to 11-11. And for Atlanta, keep the magic number at 6. A Dodger win, it goes down to 4. Pitch to Russell. Ground ball to third. Horner, long throw over to Chambliss. But it was in time. And there's 2 out. Actually, they say it was Russell. No, it was Horner. I was right. And that brings up Bob Welch at 141 with 5 RBI. Negro delivers, and Welch sends out one to Ramirez. Bounder to short, over to first, and that is an out. So 2 away. So Negro on point, 29 pitches, which is great for a knuckleballer, through 9 batters, 2 2/3 innings, a hit, and a strikeout. It's dancing well. The lone hit, Steve Sachs, who singled to start the ballgame. Negro delivers, and Sachs sends out one into right field. Washington picks it up on a hop. And with 2 out, the Dodgers have their second hit. Brings up Landreau, who's 0 for 1. Throw to first, and Sachs, barely back. So Negro from the stretch delivers, and Landreau sends out one in the opposite field. Sachs on his way to third. Royster picks it up. That's a single. And so now Landreau on first, Sachs on third for Dusty Baker, who's 0 for 1. So the Dodgers threatening runners in the corners, 2 out. Negro deals, and Baker with a base hit in their left center field. Sachs will score. They're going to try to get Landreau at third. Who's this? Murphy throws to Horner, and Landreau's in. So Landreau took the big chance and beat it. He's on third. Baker on first. 1-0 Dodgers. Top the third. I lost my mouse. There we go. Here's Pedro Guerrero. He's 0 for 1. ID's learning APA. And got the Merino boards and redid them. Did you finally get the first to third board? Or first to third page, ID? Let's go Mets. That's what Dave Gardner is singing from the Putt-Putt Course and Body Painting Clinic. Pitch to Guerrero. Popped up center field. Murphy goes back, and it's gone. Pedro Guerrero just got one that kept going and going and going, and Landreau and Baker score in front of him a 3-run shot, and it's 4-0 Dodgers. The wind is shifted out down to left center at 16. And it turned and out into a home run. That ball just kept rising and rising and rising and hit the base of the football bleachers out there. And Guerrero makes it 4-0, his 34th of the year. Brings up Garvey, who's 0 for 1. Oh, good. I'm glad you got it. I enjoyed doing it, RF. We'll try to find something that's a little more action. But, yeah, that was fun. So here's Garvey, who's 0 for 1. Pitch from Negro. Chopper to Hubbard by the bag. Over to Chambliss, and that will retire the side. Not before Pedro Guerrero hit a 3-run homer almost to dead center. The Dodgers, they're cruising. It's 4-0, bottom of the third. Yeah, that was a moon. Yeah, you did get moon several times. You got mooned by Uranus, as a matter of fact. No one picked up on that. I'm surprised. But I'm, perpetually 12 years old. Which, no, it was 83. I turned 12. Jerry Royster at 285. No homers and 16 RBI. Welch delivers. Royster fly ball to left field. Baker over in the corner. 1 out for Bruce Benedict. I bet Chris Berman had an eggs in there somewhere. 291, 7 homers, and 46 RBI for Benedict. Welch now spotted a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the third. He delivers, and Benedict strikes out. 1-2 pitch. He watched it and stood there like a barn on the side of the road. 2 out for Necro. 149. That's the farm to market road where I grew up. A homer and 8 RBI. Welch delivers, and Necro sends that one into center. Landro moves over into right center to make the catch. So the Braves go down in order. In fact, I believe all 9 have gone down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, Los Angeles 4, Atlanta nothing. Berman is doing some games for the Red Sox on the radio. He's still doing some stuff for ESPN. His wife died a couple years ago. Poor thing, in a traffic accident in Connecticut. And this was after ESPN dumped him to the curb. He still does occasional things for the conference championships and the Super Bowl. And I think he's contracted to do one of the league divisional series on ESPN radio. But semi-retirement, and I don't think it was his choice. Ron Renicky struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Necro delivers, and there's a ground or chopper down the line and left foul. And someone from Georgia Tech made that one. You can see the B shirts all over the place. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes to Renicky. Necro flutters this one in. Strike 3, right at the knees. And that's the second strikeout for Nuxie. Brings up Mike Scioscia, who's 0 for 1. He was called Bruce Eggs Benedict by Berman, along with Steve Alto Sachs and Ken 1F by Landrum. Yep. Does the weather make a difference? Yes. You can have rain delays, and after games go official, you can have rain outs. And the wind will make a difference to some degree. The temperature, I think, is just window dressing, although I think in places like Atlanta, it might make the ball fly out further. In the football game, fields become slippery. You do have a higher chance to turn the ball over and fumble. I've had some of those in the play-by-play that so-and-so lost his footing and would have made the catch otherwise. So, yes. Good question, though, DC, and thanks for watching. Mike Scioscia's 0 for 1. 1 out, top the 4th. Necro deals. Struck him out. An 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. The rare fastball from Necro, and that's 3 for him. And brings up Bill Russell, who's 0 for 1. If it's really hot, pitcher fatigue is not affected. You don't know the pitch count that you get. I don't have the amount. You see the 57 up on Necro's right there? Well, it's telling me his expected pitch count was 120. So I can kind of monitor how long he should go. But you don't know the exact pitch count until after the game. I don't know how much that plays into it. Russell's 0 for 1. Chopper to Ramirez in the hole. Over to Chambliss. And the Dodgers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3.5 in the book since the Dodgers 4. The Braves nothing. I don't know if cold goes the other way. But there is an effort. It's an effort by the game to try to match innings, pitch, and appearances. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Claudell Washington is 0 for 1. Welch, despite the fact he retired all 9 men he faced, has thrown 48 pitches. and struck out 3. So that's a lot of pitches. Washington is 0 for 1. Pitch from Welch, and there's a base hit in the shallow right. Renicky gets it on a hop, and the Braves are in business here with nobody out in the top of the 4th. Rafael Ramirez is 0 for 1. First time today from the stretch, and it's ball 4. Rafi walks. And so Washington on second, Ramirez on first for Dale Murphy, who struck out his first time up. Welch delivers. Murphy line drive to Guerrero. And Washington watched that off the bat and did not move a muscle. So no one is thrown out outside of Murph. Brings up Chambliss, who struck out. It's one of the things about a closed game engine that I'm really not a fan of. You just don't know how much things are affected. I know that wind affects home runs, and I think it's easier to hit a home run in hot condition. But the ballpark effects are there, used from the Seamheads database anyway. And so I think they would be factored in whether or not it was given an extra boost or a subtraction, depending on the actual weather conditions. Chambliss pitch, fly ball right center. Landro moves over to make the catch for the out. Washington tags, but with 2 out will not risk the throw. And so that'll bring up Bob Horner, who is 0 for 1. What about dome stadiums? You can have disturbances and delays in dome stadiums, but obviously no weather. I was wondering about the wind. I've turned off the rain delays and rainouts. I play replays. Yep. Hey, no problem. The rain delays I don't mind because that's actually a part of baseball. And so you do get the challenge if you had to burn your bullpen last night. Depends on what you do. A project like this, probably less realistic to do it that way. But if you're doing a single team thing, it just makes that bullpen management all the much harder. But whatever way you enjoy it, DC, it's up to you. We haven't had, I think we've had one game pitched to Horner, by the way. Fly ball to center field. Landro goes back, and that will retire the side. The Braves finally put on a base runner. No runs, a hit, no errors. They strand 2 after the walk. After 4, Los Angeles 4, Atlanta nothing. Welch, Sachs, and Landro. I lost my train of thought. Welch is 0 for 1. Necro deals. Struck him out. 1-2 knucklers, strike 3, and that's 4 for Phil on 65 pitches. 4 1/3. I remember what I was going to say next. 5 hits, a home run, and 4 strikeouts. He hasn't walked anybody. Steve Sachs is 2 for 2. He singled twice and scored. I think this is the 69th stream that we've done in this replay. Keep the jokes to yourself. So 23 weeks. And I think in the 71 or 72 games that we've done, that I've had one rain-shortened game. So that's not terrible. I think you might see maybe one a week if you were to do every game. So it's not an inordinate amount. Pitch to Sachs is a ground ball to Ramirez, and that got by him. That hits off the heel of his glove. Sachs will hold it first on the air, and with 1 out, the Dodgers have another run on. Throw to first. Sachs is back. Here's Landro, 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. That came in the 3rd. Necro deals. There goes Sachs. The throw down to Hubbard is not in time. So Sachs, with his 47th steal, is in scoring position on an 0-1 count. Necro turns and fires to second, and Sachs is back. So Hubbard knew the wheel play was on, and the Braves did not hit bankrupt and did not get a free turn. Pitch to Landro. Base hit up the middle. Sachs is motoring right around, but he will try to score. Murphy with a good throw to Benedict, and they got him. So Murphy was running, got a lot of mustard on that throw, and Benedict was right there. Sachs trying to go around him, to touch home plate, but the glove was already on the shoulder, and there's 2 out. So the run does not score. Score at 8-2. And the crowd salutes Dale Murphy as Dusty Baker comes to the plate 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and driven in a run. Oh gosh, I hope so. Rumor. Oh, excellent. Yes, excellent. Dave Martinez is going to be on the hot seat for a long time. Pitch to Baker. Landro goes to throw down to Hubbard, and Uncle Ron fell asleep there. That's 29 steals for Landro. And so it's a 1-strike count to Baker, and the Dodgers have another runner in scoring position. Dusty has singled, scored, and driven in his 79th run. Pitch from Phil. Line drive to Ramirez, and that will retire the side. The error does not hurt. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. Halfway home, the Dodgers 4. The Braves, nothing. So here's your in-game box score. Of course, the big blow, Pedro Guerrero, a 3-run shot off a Negro. That made it 4-0 Los Angeles. Bob Welch retired the first 9 Braves batters. That's why the Braves box score looks like a binary 11. Welch 4 innings, 1 hit. He's walked 1 and struck out 3. And Necro 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. The big blow being the home run by Guerrero. And that is your in-game box score presented by Sports Simulations and Replays, the best place on Facebook to post your project. Gabe Kapler should be on the hot seat too. And every day in Atlanta, they're thankful for Gabe Kapler and Davey Martinez. Glenn Hubbard's 0 for 1. Here's Wells to start the bottom of the 5th. Fly ball to right. Renicky is there. 1 away. Brings up Jerry Royster, who's 0 for 1. Braves are being 1 hit in a game they got to win. Welch's delivery struck him out. A 1-2 fastball at 91, swung on and missed. That's 4 for Welch. And it brings up Bruce Benedict, who struck out. He's 0 for 1. Welch delivers. Got him! On the inside corner, and that's not what Benedict wanted. No runs, no hits, no errors. A fist bump from Welch as he comes off the mound after 5. Dodgers 4, Braves nothing. So that brings up Guerrero. It is 34th home run of the year, his last time up, and drove in 3. So he's at 105. It'll be interesting to see how close he comes to Mike Schmidt. OPS of Guerrero is 976. Those were the bad phone numbers, by the way. You couldn't dial those. They cost you money. Pitch to Guerrero. Fly ball, center field. Again, Murphy, however, is there, and he makes the catch. 1 away for Garvey, who's 0 for 2. One reason Atlanta will run away from the East is Snicker has forgotten more baseball than Kapler, Martinez, and Callaway put together. That's true. Callaway's a dead man walking in New York. The whole thing the other night with putting Selman in it in a 10-2 game to preserve DeGrom's stat line, that was ridiculous. Pitch to from Necro to Garvey. Line drive, foul. Right side. Somebody traveling from Athens and the University of Georgia made that catch. 1-2 the count. Necro deals. Garvey works a walk. So, first walk given up by Necro, and that'll bring up Renicky, who has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Necro deals. Renicky strikes out. So Phil, daring with the knuckler on a full count, got him, and Renicky sits down for the 3rd time today. Mike Scioscia's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So really, for Nuxie, this is coming down to 1 bad pitch, isn't it? Yeah, no, I think I read that right. Pitch to Socha. Into center field. Murphy runs in, makes the catch to retire the side. 5.5 in the books. It's the Dodgers 4. The Braves nothing. And Niekro will bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Phil is 0 for 1. Welsh has thrown a much better 9 batters. We'll tell you about it in a moment. Pitch to Niekro, right back up the middle. Welsh snares it. Over to Garvey for the first out. So Welch at 5 1/3 innings, now 88 pitches through 18 batters. 1 hit, a walk, and struck out 5. And the hit belongs to Claudell Washington, who's 1 for 2. Yep, baseball demos. The Guerrero's best position is in the batter's box. As I said, he's a DH waiting to happen. Pitch to Washington. Got him! A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed, and Welsh has 6 on the game. So here's Ramirez, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the pitch. There's a base hit into left center. That's going to go to the wall. Landro should have played that one better. Ramirez is in with a 2-out double. And that's the second hit for Atlanta. Dale Murphy 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Welsh from the stretch. Murph, ground ball to Guerrero. Over to Garvey. Does he hold on? Yes, he does. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 6, Los Angeles 4, the Braves nothing. I think so, Dale. I know he was with the Padres in 84. And I think 83 was his first year in San Diego. So it'll be Russell, Welch, and Sachs to face Niekro, who's giving me the fatigue warning. Says he's strong, so we'll see. Top the 7th, 4-0 Dodgers. 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. The Dodgers have stranded 3. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for Atlanta. And they have stranded 3. Weather now 87 degrees. Winds 8 miles an hour out to left center. Traffic on 70 to 85. Backed up a bit. Take your time. And that's traffic and weather together on the 8s. Right here on Retro Sports Network. Yeah, he went to San Diego in 83. Okay. So Russell's 0 for 2. Pitch from Niekro. Ground ball to Hubbard over to Chambliss for the out. 1 away. Broke his wrist and lost his consecutive games played streak in 83. In the game against Atlanta, play at the plate. Here's Welch. I'm talking about Garvey here. Welch is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Phil delivers, and there's a base hit into center field. How about that? The 7th hit for the Dodgers. And so through 27 batters, Niekro 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, the home run, the big blast by Guerrero. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Sachs is 2 for 3. He has stolen a base, singled twice, and scored. Pitch from Niekro. Struck him out. So a 2-2 knuckler at the knees, and Sachs shakes the head. Phil has pitched, well, I don't want to say decent. The one bad pitch, it's all it takes. But when you live by the knuckler, you die by the knuckler. And for Atlanta, they've kind of died by it more than lived by it this year. Here's Landro. Kenny is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, scored, and stole a base. His 29th of the year. Here's the pitch. Popped up left side. Royster is there, and he bobbles it. Uh-oh. Welch goes to third. Landro's on with the error. And that's the second Atlanta hit, or error. And so that brings up the ever-dangerous Dusty Baker, who's 1 for 3. He has singled, driven in a run, and scored. He was a free agent. And, of course, saved San Diego's season with a walk-off in Game 4 of that National League Championship Series. Pitch to Baker. Ground ball to Hubbard. That should retire the side over to Chambliss. And it's time to stretch Atlanta to no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 6.5 in the books, the Dodgers. They brought the champagne with them on the road trip. They lead 4-0. And if you've enjoyed our couple of Patreon projects, including that 70s tournament, by the way, is a Patreon project, or just want to throw the channel a tip, go to patreon.com/retrosportsnetwork. Of course, it's not mandatory. Don't feel obligated to do it. But if you want to throw something in or request any action PC game of any two teams from any era that's published, happy to do that for you. Patreon.com/retrosportsnetwork. And as Sofia Vergara says to her lingerie every day, thank you for your support. So it'll be Chambliss, Horner, and Hubbard for Atlanta. Bob Welch working on spinning a 2-hitter through 6. Chambliss is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch from Welch. There's a ground ball base hit in the hole. Baker will get it, and Chambliss is on with a single. Only the 3rd hit for the Braves tonight. Bob Horner's 0 for 2. Welch from the stretch. Horner into center field, into right center. Landro makes the catch. Chambliss retreats back to first and won't be dumb enough to try to get an extra base there. So Welch, who threw so many pitches to retire the first 9 batters, you kind of wonder at 110 on a hot, sticky night, it's 86 still here in Atlanta, just how much longer he's going to go. Hubbard's 0 for 2. And there's a base hit in the left field. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Baker picks it up off a hop. Chambliss is going to round third. There's going to be a throw. Russell to Scioscia. Not in time. The Braves are on the board on the double by Hubbard. And it's 4-1. And out comes Tommy. He's bringing in Steve Howe. We got a pitching change. This game is coming to you from Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, where the Dodgers lead 4-1. And so Howe, making his 60th relief appearance of 1982, has an 8-1 record in 14 saves. And yep, if Tommy's going for the fireman move right now, this is a save. He has an ERA of .96. Is pretty good. He's pitched the last 2 games. He pitched both the games in Cincinnati and got a save last night. So in the Monday night, Labor Day game, he went inning and struck out a batter. Last night, it was just 1 batter to close it out and pick up his 14th save. So 84 innings, 80 hits, not a home run allowed. Only 13 runs in total, 9 earned. He has walked 4, hasn't walked anybody since July 30th against Atlanta, as a matter of fact, and 55 strikeouts. So runners on first, or runner on second is Hubbard. 4-1 to score for Royster, who's 0 for 2 with 1 out. Howe delivers. Royster ground ball to Sachs. That'll move the runner along over to Garvey. 2 out. And another run 90 feet away. For Bruce Benedict, who's 0 for 2, Welch struck him out twice. Oh, absolutely. Without the drug problems, Howe is probably a Hall of Famer. And give George Steinbrenner credit for taking a chance on him after no one else would. RF, reading the book about baseball's eccentricity, says that as a manager, Frank Robinson put himself in as a pinch hitter against the Red Sox and hit a homer. Sure, he was an active player. Baseball Demos is right, yeah. As long as you're on the active 25, you can do what you want. I think Pete Rose was the last active player manager, right? Has anyone done it since? It was, I don't want to say fairly common, but not unusual back in the day. Pitch to Benedict. Fly ball to left. Baker goes over. Foul. So a 2-2 count. Lou Boudreau was a good player manager for the Indians back in the 40s and 50s. Rose was the last. Okay, I wonder if it's legal now. It's been banned in the NBA. Lenny Wilkins was a player coach for a long time. Because if it was legal, you would think LeBron would do it in Los Angeles. Pitch to Benedict. Ground ball again, foul third base side. So the count is 2-2. Hal delivers, and there's a ground ball base hit right side. Renicky will get it. Hubbard scores, and it's 4-2. The Braves have knocked the Dodger lead in half. And that'll be it for Necro. Who am I using to pinch hit against the lefty? Oh, I'll go with Terry Harper. Terry hits lefties at a 426 clip. On the replay, he's hitting 235 with a homer and 7 RBI. Don Kessinger did it for a while with the White Sox. He did managed the Reds. Now, Randy, was Kessinger with the Cubs or the White Sox when he did that? Good question. I don't think there ever was a player manager as a pitcher. And what that would be, I guess that would be if you talk to your pitching coach came out, or your catcher. So here's Harper, 4-2. Runner on first is Benedict. Howe delivers. Harper slaps that one to Guerrero. Long throw across to Garvey, and the side is retired. But the Braves have made this a game. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We go to the top of the 8th. It is Los Angeles 4, the Braves 2. So Harper will stay in the game in left field. He's a 4 and a 7. And Gene Garber will come in to pitch and will bat 7th. Garber, 8 and 7 on the year with 9 saves. A 2.27 ERA. Relief appearance number 44. He hasn't pitched in 5 days, and when he did, he was hammered. 2 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs by the Expos, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. 67 in the 3rd inning, 66 hits, the 2 homers, 18 runs in total, 17 earned. He's walked 20 and struck out 30. And he comes in not to close, but to hold the Dodgers at 4. 4-2, top of the 8th. Guerrero, his 3-run homer might have been a dagger, and the Braves' almost non-existent chance of making this a race in the National League West. The pitch from Gene, ground ball, foul. And the Batgirl makes a good play on that. Where she's from, I don't know. So 0-2 to Pete Guerrero. Garber delivers, fly ball to left. Harper in the corner. He'll turn and watch it go. So the Dodgers get one right back on Guerrero's 2nd homer of the game and 35th of the year. So back goes Harper, and it's now 5-2. For the White Sox, okay. Oh, it was banned in 2010. That's too bad, because it can be quite effective. Oh, no, I can't. I could see where it would be too distracting now. You know, maybe someone... Joe Torre was a player manager for the Mets in 77. Steve Garvey, by the way, is 0-2 with a walk. Garber delivers, and there's a line drive to Horner, who leaps and robs Garvey of a hit. 1 out for Renicky, who struck out all 3 times facing Phil Necro. Garber deals, and Renicky draws a walk. Mike Scioscia's over 3 with a strikeout. There are maybe a handful of players today in Major League Baseball that if you thought about it could do it. Here's the pitch. And there's a little nubber in the left field. Harper will pick it up on a hop, and the Dodgers are beating around Garber. So Renicky on second, Scioscia on first for Bill Russell, who's 0 for 3. Garber's pitch. Russell should be 2. Ramirez to Hubbard for 1 over to Chambliss, and that will be 2. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. George Orta coming in to play right field for the Dodgers. 7.5 down. It's the Dodgers got that extra run on the Guerrero homer. It's 5-2. So Orta will bat 6th and play right. He's a 7 and a 6. Ripken could do it. Well, no, he can't because he's not playing anymore. Yeah, Zimmerman was one of the ones I was thinking of. I think Ortiz at the end of his career probably could have. He certainly was a team leader. You'd have to be pretty much at the end of your career. David Wright probably could have done it for the Mets. You know, players along that line. Claudell Washington is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Pitch to Washington. Base hit right side. So Orta picks it up on a hop almost immediately. And that brings up Rafael Ramirez. So Howe has thrown 2/3 of an inning and allowed 2 hits. Ramirez has a double. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Pitch from Howe. Ground ball up the middle. Sachs takes it to the bag himself at second. No throw to Garvey. And Washington gave the roll block slide, and there's no throw. That brings up Murph, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pujols, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about his leadership ability. Maybe Trout in time. I don't see enough of the Angels to tell you either way. Martinez was a pretty good bench player. Not a good manager. Dale Murphy's 0 for 3 with the strikeout. Here's the pitch. Murphy sends this one into left center. That's going to get down. Ramirez will round second, but hold as the Braves have the tying run at the plate for Chambliss and 1 out here in the 8th. You know, for the Phillies who might be able to, the Molina for sure. Andrew McCutchen might be able to do it. Of course, he ruptured his ACL, but, you know, that sort of player. Someone who's been around. McCutchen learned a lot at the knee of Clint Hurdle. That sort of player. Chambliss is 1 for 3. Scioscia and Howe trying to get on the same page. Howe delivers. Little looper in the left. Baker's got it. Throw to second, and Ramirez is back in time. Rafi thought that was going to drop. It did not, and he scampers back to second. 2 out for Horner, who has 35 homers on the year. This could be tied in an absolute hurry. Howe delivers, and that's a base hit up the middle. Ramirez will round third and score. Murph will hold at third, and now the tying run is on first, and the go-ahead run is at the plate, and Glenn Hubbard. So Atlanta making some noise. Howe is due up first to start the ninth. This is probably not going to be a save situation anymore, or he won't get it. Pitch to Hubbard. Fly ball to right. Orta tracks it down, and the side is retired. But the Braves are keeping it interesting. A run on 3 hits and no errors. After 8, it's the Dodgers 5, Atlanta 3. I don't think no one wants to do it. He's also 70 years old. And really not, we talked about players that are no longer recently retired. Ryan was the GM. Was it in Texas or Houston? His son is big in the Astros organization, Reed. So Howe is probably going to be pinch hit for. Garber will at least start the inning. And Rick Manic Monday will be the pinch hitter. Rick at .299, 8 homers and 28 RBI. 5-3 Dodgers as we start the 9th. Pitch to Monday. Opposite field, shallow left. Harper rides the horse and makes the catch 1 away. Yeah, I can't see Callaway surviving much longer. Davies saved his skin a bit. You know, Scherzer, speaking of people who could be a player manager, could do that. Steve Sachs is 2 for 4. He has singled twice, stolen a base, scored, and struck out. You're welcome. Sachs, ground ball to short. Ramirez over to Chambliss for the out. Susanna Hoff sitting behind the Dodger dugout in her hat. West Coast girl. Kenny Landreau is 2 for 4. She's not a girl. She's older than I am. Landreau has 2 singles, a run and scored, and a stolen base. So 2 out. 5-3 Dodgers. It'll be a pinch hitter, Benedict and Terry Harper, to face the new Dodger pitcher in the 9th. Garber deals, and there's a ground ball to Hubbard. Oh my goodness, that knocked off the bag. He had to change direction on the throw, and they get him. They got him. He stabbed it after the ball changed direction, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Tom Niedenfuer takes the hill. Los Angeles 5, Atlanta 3. No, there's no pressure on whoever's running the Orioles. I mean, we knew they would be bad. It's not like they were a contender. So let me tell you about Tom Niedenfuer. 4-6 on the year, with a 2.23 ERA and 17 saves. His last time out, as he makes relief appearance 39, was 2 nights ago against the Reds on Labor Day. He went 1 inning, walked 1 and struck out 2. So overall, 48 1/3 innings, 47 hits, just 1 home run. 16 runs in total, 12 earned. He has walked 22 and struck out 39. Yeah, the Mets were expected to contend, and Callaway's just made some stupid errors. And so Gene Garber will come out. His day is done. Right here. Rufiano Linares will pinch it at 320. 2 homers and 33 RBI. 5-3 Dodgers, bottom of the 9th. Niedenfuer delivers. Fly ball to left. Back goes Baker. He'll turn and watch it go. It's a 1-run game. So Linares with a pinch hit home run. His 3rd of the year, and it's 5-4 Los Angeles. Here it is again. There is still a scant amount of hope in Braves land. And Chief Nakahoma pounds that drum. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. They've left 6 on. 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Atlanta. And they have left 6 on. It'll be Benedict, who's 1 for 3. He's got an RBI and a single. He does look like Tom Selleck, doesn't he? Yeah, leave it to Niedenfuer. And the Expos or the Phillies have got him going, yeah, please do. Pitch to Benedict. Ball 4! And so the tying run is on base and nobody out for Terry Harper, who's not good against the righties but needs to stay in the game. He's a decent defender. He's 0 for 1. Niedenfuer deals. Base hit left center field. Benedict runs to 3rd. The tying run is 90 feet away. The winning run is on base. Claudell Washington is 2 for 4. And the infield is playing in. And Niedenfuer is pooping the bed. Here's the pitch. Got him! Strike 3. A 2-2 pitch in there at the knees. 1 out. And they're playing him in. Tommy's not moving him back for a double play. For Rafael Ramirez, who is 1 for 3, he has walked, doubled, and scored. 5-4 Dodgers, bottom of the 9th, cardiac time here in Atlanta. Niedenfuer delivers, number to Russell. Runner holds at third. They go to first for Garvey, and there's 2 out. And so that'll bring up Dale Murphy. Benedict, the tying run at third, and Harper, the winning run, has great speed. He's an 8, so a base hit would win the ball game. Murph is 1 for 4, who has stayed in Atlanta. They're all standing. Everybody's going. Yeah, well, no, they can. That's up to the computer. Chambliss is on deck. I'm managing the Braves, so let's see what happens. They pitch to him, and the game is over. An 0-2 pitch on the inside part of the plate, and the Dodgers hang on to win 5-4. And so the magic number is 4. And the Dodgers, yay, Brooklyn, will win, and they will go to 94-46 on the year. So Bob Welch wins his 15th of the year. 6 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 6. You can see that number in parentheses was his real pitch count. It was 123. He goes 115 pitches. Steve Howe gets the hold, an inning and 2/3, but it was rocky. 4 hits, a run, and that was it. And Niedenfuer, minus stuff. He gave up the home run to make it interesting. 2 hits and a walk. The Braves had the winning run in scoring position, but that huge strikeout did it. Phil Niekro slips to 10-12, 7 innings, 7 hits. The big shot by Guerrero pretty much won the game. The Braves came back, but Guerrero's solo shot in the 8th was the margin, and Pedro Guerrero is our Miller Lite player of the game. 2 for 4, 2 homers, and 4 RBI. So the Dodgers move to 94-46. Their magic number is 4. So let's play the rest of Wednesday out, shall we? Good news for the Expos. The Cubs beat the Phillies 4-3. Dick Tidrow beat Steve Carlton. Toronto loses to Oakland 5-2. San Diego beat Cincinnati 4-3. Mets beat Pittsburgh 12-8. Owenby with a win. Who? I don't know, but that's who got the win. Cleveland beat Boston 2-1. Ed Whitson goes to 6-6. The Yankees beat Baltimore 6-3. Rudy May with a win. He goes to 4-3. Jim Palmer goes to 12-10. Craig Nettles with his 15th homer of the year. San Francisco beats Houston 2-1. St. Louis knocked off Montreal 4-1. Charlie Lee with a loss. So there is no change in the National League East. Texas downs Minnesota 8-3. Jerry Hooger picks up win number 10. Baseball Demos, Detroit beats Milwaukee 6-1. McClure takes a loss. He goes to 9-6. And by God, this was a Baseball Demo special. Mike Ivey hit 2 home runs. Kansas City loses to Seattle 8-1. Jim Beattie 13-2 on the year. Vita Blue feels blue with a loss. And California dumps the White Sox 12-10. Bruce Keeson goes to 11-0. So the Dodgers' magic number is 4. Montreal's margin over Philly is 5. California now is a 7-game bulge over KC. And Baltimore, Milwaukee, and Detroit are all within an eyelash. Tune in Saturday night for the next game of our series. Wild card game to be sure. If the Dodgers have the chance to clinch, that's what we're going to do. I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. Hit that like button and subscribe. We'll talk to you tomorrow night for AFL football. It'll be the Los Angeles Chargers with Jack Kemp against the Houston Oilers with George Blanda. Until then, we'll talk to you the next time.